Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Thank you so much for joining us. You are live on your favorite station, Change Radio. We are also broadcasting on Change Radio YouTube, Change Radio Facebook, and we are also live on Mukoma Yuda's page. Thank you so much those who are just joining us. We are discussing topical issues that are made the headlines this week. And the biggest headline that we have, bring back our Moreblessing, bring back our sister. We will be discussing this and other topical stories. But for now, let me give a chance for the Vadare that I have today or tonight so that they can introduce themselves. Champion Barbara. Oh, you said you don't want to be called Champion Barbara. Babsy? That's better, right?
Yes. I like it. I like it that way, Chief. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, Zimbabwe, from wherever you are. Lingabe litshona njani lavuka njani mthwakazi omuhle emagumbini amane wonke omhlaba. Yebo ke sesiphendukele njalo Padare. News review le Chief as Padare wajaira Padare. We are doing news review today. We are going to be back again with Padare Nabambo Shoshe, but here's not to news review. Yebo namhlanje kundaba zethu indaba esekudwini sonke siyamazi udadewethu Moreblessing Ali lo owathunjwa ngabantu bezanu soku 5 days now, day number 5 today. Ngakho sibuya le ndaba ukuthi sibonisane ukuthi singayenza njani. Let's tweet, let's talk about it. We are here to talk about it, and we have a surprise guest, Chief, in the house. Thank you. Over to our DJ Prof.
You're on mute.
I set up to form a Chief.
We're mute.
Regai ndakira kuti makadini maZimbabwenzi kwese kwese kungave kwamuri pasi rose, masikati, mangwanani, manheru, depending nekuti muri kupi. Tichange tiri pano semazuva ese svondo yega yega tichikupai chirongwa news review, tichikupai zvese zvinenge zvichiitika svondo rese nezvichangoitika zvichangoburwa. Sezvamanzwa kuti nhasi unoyu tine guest, arikaitite surprise guest, handisi kuda kuintroduce anyway. Surprise guest muchavanzwa zvenyu nekufamba kwenguva kuti tinyatso kutsetsenura nyaya dzedu zvakanaka nhasi unoyu. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, DJ Prof, and I'm gonna hand over to Estella so that you take over. But the surprise guest, yes, it's Moreblessings brother, and our brother, your father, depending on who you are. He's here tonight with us so that we can discuss and give us more information on Moreblessing. Where is Moreblessing? Moreblessing akaenda kupi. What we have right now is that he was abducted, she was abducted, she was taken away by non-ZANU-PF thugs, non-ZANU-PF people in Chitungwiza. And from that time, we have not seen her, nobody has seen her. You know, exactly what happened to Itai Zamara is what has happened to our sister, Moreblessing Ali. And we are here to amplify that message. And if you are listening right now, please be on the lookout for this lady. We are going to be showing some of the posters and the pictures of Moreblessing Ali here, so that if you have seen her, if anyone has had any information about her, the poster that we're going to be showing you has numbers that you can contact Change Radio, hot numbers, call on those hotline numbers or text a message. You know, you never know, you know, who is going to see that poster. So besides doing that, please share this video with as many people as possible. Share it in your community groups, share it in your family groups, share it in your church groups or political groups, so that all of us are looking for her. Estella, you can take us away on the first topic, which of course is what we have already touched on. But we want to discuss more on this headline story.
Thank you so much, Chief. Blessed day to you all, our viewers and listeners, joining us from the Change Radio Facebook and YouTube page, as well as from the Shepherd Yuda Facebook page. Let me just start by acknowledging our first few viewers to comment on Facebook and YouTube. We have Peter Manje, Anzi Shibaba Yuda. Warm welcome to the program, my brother. Chishongo Mbizi Muzare, warm welcome. Otilia Owengo and Shailin Chikomba. Thank you so much for your comments. We encourage you to post your comments and any contributions or even questions that you might have that we can address. Without further ado, we can go straight into the first story, which is our main story for this evening. As most of you are probably aware, our sister Moreblessing Ali is missing. She was apparently abducted by people identified as ZANU-PF chairman Chisango and his brother. We happen to have Moreblessing Ali's brother with us here, Washington Ali, who is one of our activists and very strong CCC supporters. Let me give him a chance to greet you and to lead you into the story of what happened with our sister Moreblessing. Brother Ali, welcome.
Good evening. Thank you for having me this evening, UK time, and I think it's morning, afternoon other places around the world. I appreciate you highlighting the issue of my sister, Mbuya, who turned Mbuya last week. Her firstborn son gave birth, were blessed with a son last week, and I can just imagine people kidnapping, abducting a person who had just been made a grandmother. It is so disheartening. I want to just say to those that are listening to this broadcast, we are so distressed as a family. We are going through a very tough time because some people have decided to take a law into their hands and taken my sister, our child, away. It's now 5 days since she was abducted. We have not heard where she is, but we know the people that took her. They beat her up, bundled in a car, and took her away. And where they took her is questions that we are asking. We are asking this message that the police, or the viewers, to please come forward with any information that could lead to the whereabouts of our sister. You know, sometimes when something happens and a day goes by, you'd think perhaps something small has happened. A second day goes by, you start getting worried. A third day goes by, you get really worried because this has never happened. The fourth day, which was yesterday, and today is the fifth day. The worry is she's not in good shape because they've beaten her up really bad. And the worry is, are they feeding her? What are they doing to her? The family is saying, if anybody hears this message, please, and you've got any information, we need her back. We want her back home. People are distressed. People are not sleeping. Right now, they are busy going up and down different places. The police are not being helpful. And those that were there when this incident happened, if you've got any information, please, if you've got any videos, any pictures, please bring them over so that we can see and provide this evidence. We really, truly are desperate. Back to you, Change Radio.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother Ali. Champion Barbara, I sent you a message. I think that's what you're calling me for. Yes, it is quite tragic to hear of such barbaric behavior by people who purport to be the government, whose job it is to protect the citizens. Before we go on, our viewers and listeners, we have numbers on the poster that is on the screen for anybody who has any information on the disappearance or the possible whereabouts of our sister Moreblessing. Please do contact us on the numbers that you see on the screen. The numbers +263 716 307 316 and +44 793 019 9920. Any information that anybody can have will be of use. As our brother Ali pointed out, as the days are passing, the situation is getting more and more critical when we don't know what state of health Moreblessing could be in, especially since she was assaulted before she was abducted. So it is of the most critical importance that we find her as soon as possible. Brother Ali, was our sister Moreblessing herself involved in activism in any way?
Yes, she was. She was an activist, the Triple C activist, formerly MDC activist and the Triple C activist.
Oh.
So it runs in the blood, you know. That's who she was, and I think it's a person's constitutional right to support a party of their choice. It's a constitutional right for people to have freedom of expressing their needs, their thoughts, without harming or endangering anyone.
Yes, you're so right. Please
And the kids want her back home. The children want her back home. We, the family, want our sister back home.
Yes, I can imagine what it must be like after the joy of welcoming a new member into the family. Then one of the key members of the family is immediately taken away. Very, very heartbreaking indeed. But I suspect if we are to think of a motive for this abduction, it's definitely most likely to do with her activism. ZANU-PF trying to instill fear in anyone who dares to stand up for their rights, to stand up for what they believe in, to raise their voice to be heard. Which is one of the reasons why we need to make sure that come 2023, we do away with such an oppressive terrorist regime. I don't know, my panelists, would you like to come in and weigh in on the main topic of the day, talking about our sister Moreblessing Ali? I don't know if everybody can hear me. Can Champion Barbara hear me?
I can hear you, but nothing much from my side. But it goes without saying that obviously we are in search and we are looking for our dearly sister. For any information, like you said, people might call on the following numbers, but maybe we might want to hear more from people who were there at the scene when all these things happen. I know now we are in the world of technology, and I know the people around in the people of Tungwiza, to be specific, might have take a video, take a picture, and maybe to also inform us on whether the people who have abducted are still in Tungwiza or they are also not there, so that we can also find a way of how we can look or we can search for our dearly sister, mother, and so forth. So that's all my contribution from my side. That's we are really searching for this missing person.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much, Estella. You know, ZANU-PF, because they know they are unpopular. They know that people don't like them, don't love them anymore. So they will try by all means to silence all people that are active on the ground. So this is one of the strategies that they use, forced disappearances, so that they instill fear in people. You know, if people are here or people see pictures of our sister Moreblessing having been abducted, they some of the people they fear, and they you know, they stop being active. This is exactly what they want. So people should just forge ahead and go on and ignore all this. But at the end of the day, we say we need a family needs it. The children lives here. Everyone, they need it. Yebo, kambe Mahlale Zulu sikhuluma lapha ngoMoreblessing Ali, yena owathunjwa nabantu bezanu sokuyilanga lesi-5 ethunjiwe. So thina sithi uMoreblessing akalaqala. uMoreblessing ngumuntu obezama ukulwela amalungelo akhe, ngakho akula muntu olelungelo lokuthumba omunye umuntu. Siyazi sonke ukuthi khona umsebenzi weZANU-PF, yikho abakwenzayo phela ukwethusela abantu. iZANU-PF isebenzisa khonokho ukwethusela abantu ukuthi bengalweli amalungelo abo, ukuthi bengalweli inkululeko yabo. So sibuya lapha namhlanje ukuthi sizolitshela njengomphakathi akade bengakwazi ukuthi yikho lokho osokwenzakele. Asingeneni sikhulumenini ngendaba leyi. Khangelani kokwenzakala kuyiTayidzamara. Singathula bazamenza ukuba iTayidzamara, kodwa singakhuluma sizamthola udadewethu, uzabuya ephila, and silethemba lokuthi ulokhu esaphila. Sizabe lokho sikhuleka, abakhulekayo likhuleke, abakhulumayo likhulume kakhulu, abakwanisa ukuthega amanye ama-organization. Let's tag ama-organizations that we think they key organizations that fight for human rights. Let's take the embassies. Let's take even where Mnangagwa was in Switzerland, the United Nations. Let's take them. Let's make noise so that they bring back Moreblessing Ali. This is very, very sad. You know, as a woman, you know, I know how difficult it is for a woman to be a political activist. I know I'm a political activist. I know all these things. I have been jailed before by this regime. You know, I know how it is sleeping in cells as a woman. You know, your dignity is taken away. She was beaten, and we don't even know what they are doing to her. We have seen some activists, female activists, that have been raped. You know, trying to dehumanize us, trying to strip our dignity. You know, they'll do everything. ZANU-PF, they'll just do anything, everything, especially to women. So let's stand up, women. Let's talk, let's make noise. Let's call Auxilia Mnangagwa. Let's ask for the number. Simba Chikanza have got the number, yes, Auxilia. Let's call here. Let's call Wana Opa Mchinguri. Let's phone them. Let's ask them where Moreblessing is. If we call them, they will start being serious about this issue. You know, the perpetrators are walking scot-free in Chitungwiza. You know, he is known, the chairperson of ZANU-PF structure. They know, but the police, they just ignore. You know, we are on our own. We don't even have anyone to protect us. The police that is supposed to protect us stands with the oppressor. The police has now become an oppressor. We don't have anyone, guys. It's high time we should do something about this. We should not even wait for 2023. What will we be doing all these months? Let's not wait for 2023. Enough is enough, guys. We need Moreblessing back. They must bring it back, and they must bring it back alive. Thank you.
All right, Bob. Thank you very much. We have a caller on the line here. Please go ahead. You can just tell us where you're calling from and who you are, and then you can go ahead and say what you want.
Well, my name is Christian. I'm calling from UK. Candy in specific, and in particular. So I just want to comment on the issue of the disappearance of that lady, sister Ali. Look, my country people, this is you know, it's disappearance or abduction of people is become something that is common in Zimbabwe. You understand? the disappearance is quite different from Itai. For Itai, there was no WhatsApp, my picture. I mean, like my phone at that time, and the social media, I guess they were active. 1, 2, our proteins so why can't we not face those people? Because it won't make sense to as I feel like it's not fair. It won't be fair for the family and for the Zimbabweans in particular, because what is a fear for them? What is a fear? 2023 because obvious one I just can't vote. You understand? So I think it's wise to say move one wakabata move you see. Do you know we know those people. So why can't we not face those people? It's a high time we should retaliate as well. Just like you see what happened in Mazbaba. You see, but what I cannot try to picture that no, guys, that's a social media. But look, in this case, what is wrong with is it one you see, that's why my question is and we know those people. Why can't we not face those people?
So what are you suggesting, my brother, Zimbabweans that do? What's your suggestion?
Let's face those people. Let's go. And yes. We know people would want to you want to look at the Zimbabwe, there's no rule of law. Hakuna hizo hakuna tunazwa mtemo wala sudai mtemo wala sudai ati hamazi ati takangogara takadzanywa watakabatirirwa atizivi kuti chakanaka echipi apa ndabatirirwa apa ndaita sei. So the best way ina advantage tinayo pana sister Ali ndekuti we know the people and tinoona. And if you don't want to you see,
okay.
If we deal with them, we deal with them. I don't know about it. You understand? I think this morning, my prison, you understand? And you know what about time, ultimately, 7 days from the and then where you are
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Zimbabweans, you are hearing from one of our callers there. If you want to get involved in the program, you are listening on radio, on Change Radio, please call us on 850-559-6287. The number again, 850-559-6287. That is to those who are listening on radio. And of course, if you here, you can also request to be added onto the program. The number is also displayed there. Let's hear what you think. What should Zimbabweans do about what has happened to our sister? You heard our brother here suggesting that we take the law into our own hands. We go to the place, to the houses, kudzimba kwavo vanhu vacho, nekuti these people are known already. They stay in Chitungwiza. People know where they stay. Should we just wait? Should we go to their place and camp there? Tonogara ipapo kusvika vadzosa mwana wedu. You remember what happened to that man akapa 24 hours uya mukoma murume uya akati 24 hours mwana wangu anofanira kunge adzoka. Ndo zvatofanira kungoitawo ipapa 24 hours. Let's give them an ultimatum. More blessing must be brought back, because we know who the perpetrators are. We know the people that abducted here. These are non-ZANU-PF people, non-ZANU-PF activists. And like Barbara was saying, these people are doing this deliberately. This is planned. This is a ZANU-PF modus operandi. They are just trying to scare you away from expressing your opinions, your feelings of what is going on in the country. When they are messing up, ZANU-PF gives you something to be occupied about. They know that the economy is going south. They know that people are suffering, and they know that there might even be a revolt, a prize revolt because of what is going on in Zimbabwe. And what do? They come up with these abductions. They abduct someone, and then we are now more talking about more blessing, and we are already diverted from some of the issues that are affecting us as citizens. But as Zimbabweans, as citizens, we should not be taking this. We should be taking action. We should be doing something like what my brother was saying here. But just to encourage people that are listening right now, let us not be deterred. This is meant to deter us. This is meant to scare us so that we stop doing what we are doing. We stop telling the truth about the situation in Zimbabwe. We stop publicizing the atrocities that ZANU-PF is committing every day. We stop talking about the arbitrary arrest. They don't want us to talk about the extreme poverty that our people are going through. If you talk about that, you are deemed unpatriotic. But I'm saying to all Zimbabweans, do not stop talking. Do not stop saying the truth about what is going on in Zimbabwe. In fact, let's increase the volume. Let's even do more. Let's expose this regime. Let's use our members of parliament. If you are in the United Kingdom, write a letter to your member of parliament. If you are here in the USA, write a letter or do something. Let your senator know. Let the House representatives here know. If you are in South Africa, write a petition. Come up with a letter that you send to the South African president and let them know that this is the Mnangagwa that they dine with. Let them know that this is the men that they are supporting, especially the South African government, because this is unacceptable. We cannot have a country, a situation where citizens just disappear, where ZANU-PF can just abduct anyone. Because if you don't do something right now, this is going to come back. This is going to come home. This is going to come closer to you. It's going to be your relative. It's going to be your brother. It's going to be your sister. It will not just be Ali. So we have to take action. We have to do something about this situation. And there are simple things that you can do. Even sharing this video, even posting this poster that you are seeing there, that we are circulating on WhatsApp, it's doing something. You just have to do something. You can't just listen here and then not do something. I'm seeing here that we only have 27 shares. Why do we have 27 shares when we have 65 people watching right now and we have others, over 100 something watching on YouTube? We should be having 65 shares if everyone who is here is doing something about this situation. Let's share this video so that as many people as possible can know about what is going on in Zimbabwe. We want our sister back. We want Moreblessing back. Back to you, Stella.
Yes, thank you, Chief, and thank you, all our panelists, for your valid input. I see here Joel
Stella,
Mazipetele.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Apparently, you
Or
don't hear me, Chief.
me that people are not hearing.
Oh, again. Champion Barbara, DJ Prof,
Loveness,
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Esther.
Can you hear Chief?
We can hear both of you.
Yes.
Can hear.
Can you tell Chief that you hear me?
Okay. Welcome to the program. Please make your contributions. I'm not sure what happened to Estella, but please go ahead. You are a woman. You are based in South Africa. What are your feelings about Moreblessing, and what do you think Zimbabweans should do?
Champion Goto Loveness, I think Chief is talking to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, champions. As a woman here in South Africa, let me start by saying this government of South Africa, the ANC, it supports ZANU-PF too much. And it seems like they can't even see the bad things that ZANU-PF is doing to the Zimbabwean citizens, all these abductions and so on. Especially in this case, we have Moreblessing, the way she was taken away. According to the witnesses, those who saw her, those who saw what happened, it's something that is not acceptable. She is a woman. The way they beat her up and the way she was bundled into a car, something which is not even acceptable. It was like they were catching a thief or something. So this government of South Africa, it accepts this nonsense that Mnangagwa and his regime is doing. I just think we must go back to that embassy. Or maybe we must go to the State House, like what we did, is it last year, but one. We went straight to the State House in Pretoria because of the things which the abductions of those the trio girls, the Cecilia and Joanna, Mamombe and Nensai. We went to talk to President Ramaphosa. We submitted a permission. I think we must do the same again. Women must rise up. Women must rise up. They must respect the women. These abductions, we want this Moreblessing to come back. We want her back. And this time we are serious. Ramaphosa and all his surroundings and his government, they must put some senses into Mnangagwa and his regime. They must see that people are ahead. We are ahead. Us as women, we are not being respected at all. We must do something as Zimbabweans in South Africa. And since South Africa is the country which has got closest relations with the ZANU-PF regime, we must do something. We must go there again and submit a petition, whatever that will just give a wake-up call. Kuti vanyasoona zveshuwa zvinhu zviri kutirwadza, and we know kuti is ZANU-PF yakatora Moreblessing, and we know their intentions. So it's not even acceptable. I think all those who are listening, those in South Africa who are listening, let's stand up as women. I'm sure we can do something. This thing, we can fight it on our own. I think that's all for now, which I can say.
Thank you so much, Champion. There is someone who asked, someone who came in late and was asking, what is going on with her? Could you just very quickly explain?
It looks like Stella, we can't hear Stella when she is speaking. Let's bring back our brother Washington.
Chief.
My brother Washington, if you want to just tell the people that are just joined us once again, what is going through, what is happening in your family. Are there any prayers that are going on in Chitungwiza? Was she staying in Chitungwiza? And anything that you can share with us from the family side. Have you spoken to the children? Have you spoken to the other family members in Zimbabwe? What are they planning? What is going on? And what do you think Zimbabweans should do right now?
Chief, 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 can you hear me?
Chief, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, we can.
All right. So can you sort the issue of Chief first because he's going to come again and he can't hear Leader Stella. I think he's using two gadgets and listening to himself. Can you switch off one of them or to put one of them on mute so that he cannot hear himself to the extent that he cannot hear the IT department, please? Did you hear me, Chief?
Or let somebody, let Chief or Champion Barbara take over so that we have some coordination with someone who everybody can hear. But Brother Ali, could you...
Thank you. Let me try and narrate. The lady in the picture there, Moreblessing Ali, is my sister. On Tuesday, she was beaten up by Chisango. Chisango is a ZANU-PF chairperson for an area in Chitungwiza, or perhaps slightly out of Chitungwiza, called Nyatsime. And after beating her up, they then bundled her in a car. That was the last she was seen on Tuesday. We were told of the fact that he was arrested that very same night, and it was probably a catch and release. The docket that had been opened is no longer found. The police people at Nyatsime, they are no longer cooperative. They were actually seen with him. 2 days ago, we had over 100 people going out in the bushes, under the bridges. We had other people going in hospitals, other people going to mortuaries, and it was the last she was seen. Some people who were there were chased away by these ZANU-PF people with catapults, Kanakuti Rekeni, and that was the last we had. We've been trying to work with the police, and we are hoping tomorrow we'll get a different view, because the police we're working with were not cooperative. We went to Chitungwiza. Chitungwiza is referred us to Beatrice, because they're saying the area of Nyatsime is linked with Beatrice and is overlooked by Chivu. So that is the situation that is there. So people are going to be traveling between Chivu and Beatrice for a case that is in a place which is near Chitungwiza, you know. So that is the situation. Our main worry is Moreblessing was beaten up really bad, we were told, and then bundled up in a car. Now, we have had a situation where there were three ladies from MDC who were beaten, sexually assaulted, and dumped after they had been taken to the police station. And then there was reports to say they were lying. Now, the ZANU-PF are very good at that, because they're very good at, trying to cover their tracks. In this case, this person who beat her up was seen. And one of the persons that seen her up was the neighbor of Moreblessing, and other people who were there. Some people were able to share audio calls, audio, evidence, but we have not been able to get any video visuals or video evidence. And as such, if that can be brought, I would appreciate that. But we know who took it. Obviously, if he's scot-free, walking up and down, threatening people, I'm actually told the family is now fearing going near areas where this person lives, because there are those people who are like the owners of a place, and even the police, they fear them. So that is the situation that we are in. It's an abduction which was done, and we want our sister back. We want her back. We can't say we want her back unharmed, because we knew they've harmed her. But we are saying, can we have her back, please? And there was a suggestion by another speaker earlier on who was saying, I think this is now too much. ZANU-PF is allowed to get away with whatever they want to do. We've got a law in Zimbabwe. All these things should not be happening because of the law that we have. If the law that we have is enforced, this person will be arrested and be brought to book and be asked to tell the police where they've left Moreblessing, so Moreblessing can be taken and seek medical attention and be returned back to a house, to his family, to her family. But that has not happened, and it's 5 days. It's like nothing has happened. No one from ZANU-PF has said anything, they're quiet. No one from the police has said anything, they're quiet. And that is worrisome. Because if they can do that to Moreblessing and get away with murder, tomorrow they are going to do it to other people. So I want to agree with the other speaker who spoke to say, I think we need to visit these people and say, look, we want our sister back. She needs to come back. If she doesn't come back, then you are declaring war. But we need to do this in numbers because these people are well known and they are feared by people in the area that they are. So yeah. And you can imagine as a family where we are now, people have been going up and down, up and down, up and down, and looking everywhere in the rivers, you name it. And nothing has yielded anything. So we are really appealing for anybody who could be listening to this discussion and you've got an idea or you feel that, these people is where they take people and you've got an idea, please let us know. We really need to find our sister. Thank you.
Hello.
Well, thank you so much. We have also been joined by a guest, Joel Mazipetele, who was requesting from the comment section to come in and submit his contributions live. Welcome to the show, my brother Joel.
Thanks very much, sister. Good day, people. Good day, my fellow Zimbabweans. Hey, I'm sad, man, with this news of Moreblessing. But what I can say is for us guys, especially us who are in South Africa and who are outside Zimbabwe, what we must do, I think we need to go and protest to Zim embassy in numbers, so that we can alert the world that this is what is happening in Zimbabwe. There is no rule of law in Zimbabwe. There is no freedom of speech in Zimbabwe. So that the SADC and the AU, they can see for themselves that Zimbabwe is being led by mafias. Mnangagwa and Chiwengas, those guys, they are mafias. So the more we keep quiet, guys, these things is going to continue. It's not going to end with Moreblessing alone. Remember on that rally in KWEKWE, they killed that guy Ngube, and people were just quiet. And this thing is going to go on and on until we get to 2023 elections. People would have died more in numbers. So this is the time whereby, guys, we need to take this opportunity to demonstrate outside Zimbabwe. I know in Zimbabwe it's difficult, but as we are outside Zimbabwe, we need to go in numbers and demonstrate to Zim embassies all over until this case is heard, until these people, these Mnangagwa people, they stop this thing, guys. We cannot go on like this. Seriously, we need to be very, very vigilant and very supportive to one another. I think that's all my contribution.
Thank you so much, my brother. Yes, a lot of helpful suggestions coming in there. There is the suggestion of giving the abductors an ultimatum that if they do not produce our sister within 24 hours, there will be consequences. And another suggestion that has been made is that we make a lot of noise. Can we all, in our personal capacities, tweet on Facebook, on WhatsApp? Let's make a lot of noise about the abduction of our sister, because the more noise we make and the more we catch the attention of the authorities, the higher the chances that pressure can be put on the abductors to bring our sister back. I would also like to suggest that in the future, if anybody should witness an abduction, please try to take pictures and try to get the number plate. Very important. If you can get the number plate, I think it can help a lot in tracing the whereabouts of the abductee much faster. So just a question of keeping in mind, being alert when you see something happening, take note of the number plate, and if possible, take pictures of the abductors. I don't know if our panelists would still like to come in on the main story of our news review today. Is Champion Barbara in?
Yes,
Okay, could you take over, since I'm not sure if everybody can hear me?
we can hear you, Estella.
Okay.
We
All right.
can. Silence means there's no one. I think we can go ahead.
Okay. Just to read a comment there from Maina Fazai Musanu. She says, bring back more blessing. She is a mother, sister, auntie, and a daughter. All right. Thank you all for your contributions in this story. But moving on to our next to the next issue that we are addressing on this week's episode of News Review, just linking in with the abduction of our sister Moreblessing, more of ZANU-PF violence and barbarism. The CCC spokes Fadzai Mahere tweeted recently that CCC activist GODWIN JIMU was brutally attacked, and I think this happened yesterday. If I just quickly flight his picture here so you can see what happened to him. So that is our brother Godwin JIMU, a CCC activist who was brutally attacked just yesterday by
We can't see the picture. We can't see the picture. We still have picture for leader Moreblessing.
Okay. All right. Champion Barbara, can you take over so that I can it's a bit hard to do two things at the same time. Okay, let me start again. Share screen.
Hello.
Yes. Could you take over, Champion Barbara, so I can focus on the the technical
Okay.
side?
Okay.
Can you see him now?
No, there's still the picture.
Okay, I have to remove this one. There we go.
Yes.
Yes, so that is our brother Godwin JIMU, a CCC activist who was brutalized by ZANU-PF just yesterday. If I can read to you what the tweet says, the tweet by Fadzai Mahere. CC activist Godwin JIMU was brutally attacked last night by ZANU-PF thugs. This assault comes in the face of the recent abduction of Moreblessing Ali in Chitungwiza. ZANU-PF has resorted to political violence against CCC following its widespread loss of popular support. So it looks like ZANU-PF is going back into its old tricks of brutalizing and terrorizing opposition to try and intimidate, especially as we are starting to go towards the elections. I think the advice that was given earlier concerning the abduction of our sister Moreblessing becomes more prudent in the face of all these acts of violence that are starting to crop up. I think as many people also in comments were suggesting, we have to start defending ourselves, making sure they understand that there are consequences to acts of violence, because I think these are people who understand the language of violence, and these are bullies, and the nature of bullies is that if you do not stand up for yourself, their bullying tactics simply escalate. So I feel strongly that we need to send out a message loud and clear that we will not be bullied and keep our hands folded. To my panelists, would you like to come in and comment on this, or would you like that we just move on to the next? Chief, welcome back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. DJ Prof says he has a pick for KWEKWE violence. Was there violence in KWEKWE again recently, Champion Prof?
Yes, ZANU-PF is it again in KWEKWE, not recently, but it happens today after the address of the president in KWEKWE, where they were having a victory celebration at KWEKWE Central Constituency, where Honorable Judy Tobaiwa made the winner in the last by-election in March.
Yes, let me just get the picture that DJ Prof just sent to me, so you can all see the kind of barbarism. Can you see this picture now?
Yes.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes, look, I
No,
can see
yeah,
it from
I
my.
can see it.
We can see the picture. Hey,
Now I can see.
hey. What's wrong with these people? I tell you, what's wrong with these people? The police are notified. They're supposed to stop people from doing this. What is the duty of law and order? It's for the police to make sure people don't do things like this. But because they are more powerful than the police, the messages that they get from their leaders up there, you can do whatever you want to go and disturb that, because they are seeing that people are going to these rallies. They are supporting what Mukomala is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to disturb. They've never seen any person from CCC in their rallies causing any problems or anything, because we respect people, we respect people's choices, we respect the rule of law. But what is wrong with them? How do they sleep when things are going like this? Do they think Zimbabwe is their country, is their home, is their place? Zimbabwe is our country. We share that country. No one has got title deeds for that country. But they want to pretend, they want to act as if they actually own that country. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. They need to be stopped. Somehow, we really need to stand up and say, you know what? Enough is enough. You people, you are taking things too far now. And hapana chinhu chinorwadza sekudaro so kuti mwana womunhu wabva kumba uri kuti let me go, ndinofarawo, ndinopemberera kuti we've got a new MP in the area. Akavhoterwa nevanhu. People made their choices. Iwo wakuenda and wanting to disturb peace. And I can tell you, they are not going to arrest those people. But they go out in the world and say Zimbabwe is open for business. How can you open Zimbabwe for business when you can't even put law and order for the people in the country? And then you expect people to come and invest in our country. I think we're being left with very little choice but to really defend ourselves. Because if we don't defend ourselves, these thieves or these barbaric people who are only used to violence will continue perpetrating their violence.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you so much. It really gets me so emotional. We are supposed to be law-abiding citizens, and if these people from their leaders are told to respect, they'll respect. But because from their leaders they are told to go and disturb, because they know they won't be arrested. If they are arrested, they'll be arrested now. Tomorrow they're out. You'll be seeing them up and above, threatening you and telling you that we are above the law. We are not arrested. And that is wrong.
Yeah, this is wrong. This is not acceptable, guys. Like what I was saying, we need to make noise, and we need to really make noise before elections, not after election. This is the time to make noise about things, so that the whole world can see and know what challenges we are facing in Zimbabwe right now. Because it will be of no use to wait until the elections, then we start to cry that the food was not fair and fair. So was not free and fair. So what I'm suggesting is each and every Zimbabwean who is outside the country, we need like maybe every Saturday or any day that we can plan that we can go to our embassies and protest against the violence that is being penetrated by ZANU towards Zimbabwean citizens. I think we need to do it every week or twice a week, so that this thing, it will get to the authorities, and the authorities, they will tell their people to stop violence, sponsoring violence. Because this violence is being sponsored by Mashef Emuzanu PF. So the more we make noise about it, that's the only way they were going to leave this thing of violence. So guys, I think today I saw in South Africa, in Jimiston, there was a mini rally there. I mean, we start from there. Let's start from there, guys. Let's start from there, and we have a way forward to go even to Pretoria or here in Eastgate, where we have got a Zimbabwean consulate, and close that consulate until they bring back our sister and there's law and order in Zimbabwe. We have to demand those things. Otherwise, we're not going anywhere. People won't vote next year because of these abductions and this violence. People they'll say, no, it's better I stay in my house and not get involved in politics. Otherwise, I will die. So we won't get votes, guys. So we need to make the playing field even now, before 2023.
Yes,
I think
exactly.
that's what I can say for now.
Thank you for your submissions, my brother. You just touched on a topic that was coming up later on in the program, but if my fellow panelists are okay with us just touching on that story, then before we move on to another, since it's tied in with what we are discussing now, is it okay, my panelists? The story of the South African demonstration which took place today.
Yes, we can go over to it, Champion.
Okay. And we are lucky to have Champion Loveness Gotora, who was actually covering the event for us in the afternoon. I will allow her to just take us through what happened or what they were demonstrating for and the outcomes of the demonstration. Champion Loveness.
Thank you, Leader Estella. Today we were in Primrose. Jamestown branch organized a rally. So they went to the police to ask for permission. As you all know, in Primrose, every time when there is xenophobia in South Africa, Primrose is the place where a lot of people are being killed or beaten up. So since the rally was going to take place in Primrose, they went to the police to ask for permission and to ask for them to escort them and to maintain peace. So the rally started around 11. So the police were there leading the convoys. People were singing, people were happy. It was a mobilization program. They were mobilizing. The program went well. There was no problem. Even at the end of the program, the police even commented saying that you were so organized because there was no noise. Everything was in the right place. So there were a lot of branches, a lot of representatives from different branches. There was Jamestown as the host. There were members from Primrose. There were members from Tembisa branch. There were members from Cosmos City branch, and some district members, Johannesburg district members. Even the provincial members and the national members were there as well. So it was a very fruitful program. So they announced another program to come up again on the 16th of June. There's going to be a district program, Johannesburg district program, which is going to take place again in Hillbrow, Johannesburg. So it was an invitation to everyone who can make it to be there in Hillbrow on the 16th of June. I think that's all I can say. There was no problem. Everything went well. And as I was checking on the comments on social media, it looked like a lot of people, they didn't know that Triple C was there in Jamestown or Primrose. So my contact was shared there. So now as we speak, my inbox is full with people asking where we can find Triple C in Cape Town, where can we find Triple C in Kempton Park. So I'm just giving them contacts of the leadership in those areas they are asking. Thank you, Leader Estella.
Thank you so much, Champion Loveness. I am just flighting Champion Loveness's number on the screen for any who might be in South Africa, in the area. Is it Johannesburg or Cape Town?
It's
Johannesburg.
Johannesburg, but anyone, any part of South Africa, any district, any province, if they want to know where Triple C is, where they can find the leadership of Triple C, they can ask me. I can give them the contacts of their leadership.
All right, thank you. And those who might be also interested in taking part in the 16th June event, please do contact Champion Loveness Gotora on the number which is flighted on the screen. Would any of my other panelists like to come in?
Yeah, sister, in Doglam and Staura, because we need to conscientize people. People in Joburg, in Carltonville side, and people in Carltonville side, they don't know where to go. They don't know where to go and who to approach, and especially Ninyama regalias. We need to have regalias, especially at Triple C, and where we can get our regalias. Because what we are doing now, we just buy yellow clothes but there's no emblem for Triple C. We want to buy a party regalias. Also, if a person can see you wearing your party regalia, they're going to ask, hey, where did you get this thing? By doing so, we are marketing our party, our organization, you see. So it's like what I'm seeing, what I feeling that I've got here in Joburg, it's we are letting our president down. We are not active, we are not proactive here. Only for today when I see those guys in Jimiston that they're a bit serious, but all the way, all along I'm not happy by what we are doing as guys in South Africa. We are not contributing. Yet we've got the numbers here.
Yes.
Okay, can I come through to the champion who was just speaking?
Sure, please do.
Yeah.
Yes, if it's about regalia is there, and I think you've been missing some of the programs which have been taking place in Johannesburg. So regalia is there. We also, the party office is also in Johannesburg at Bramfontein, and you can contact that number again on the screen if you want to know where the party office is in Bramfontein. About the party regalia, contact that number again. Everything that you want to know about the party, contact my number on the screen. I'm sure you can get all your answers there.
Okay, I'll ask my sister there to just forward me the number through my WhatsApp number, because now I was looking for a pen to write it down because I'm using the one. I don't have another phone to get the number. But seriously, honestly, Sister Loveness, with all due respect, sister, here what I can sense here in Joburg, especially maybe where I'm staying here in Carltonville, there is no information. There's no information about Triple C. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
working there by
understand.
the mine, and there are so many Zimbabweans that are working there at the South Deep mine. They don't know about this, where to get the information, where to people they want to join this movement. But now it's like there's nothing. Nothing's happening here.
Mhm. So I think maybe events like the mobilization, which took place in Germiston Primrose today, can help to raise that awareness. And also the one which is coming on the 16th of June. But what can we do to make the visibility of our notifications and advertisements of that upcoming event?
I think if we can buy some, I don't know how we can approach to SABC or all those TV and radio platforms where we can go and announce that on this day we are going to do 1, 2, 3. We are encouraging all Zimbabweans to come and join us. Or I mean, we'll make it. We'll get it there. We need to spread information because people they don't know where to get people to.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good idea. Contacting a radio station, asking them to broadcast and just inform the general public.
Sorry, also,
Yeah.
sorry, my sister. Also, let me also use this opportunity on this platform. My suggestion was, at least if our president, because we've got the numbers. My word is we've got the number here. If the numbers which are here in South Africa, if we can go and vote in Zimbabwe.
Sorry, leader. The lead. Can you take the number and speak off camera? We are behind time. Sorry about that. This program is timed.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, I understand. I mean,
Leader Loveness, can you please make an effort to contact this gentleman? Thank you.
I have just sent you Champion
Okay,
Loveness.
I think I'm sure he will inbox me then.
Yes, I inboxed him your number, so he should be able to get in contact with you.
Okay, thank you.
right. I think we can move on to our next topic on Davos proceedings. Champion Barbara, would you like to take us through Davos proceedings?
Chief Shoshe.
Chief Vadona, unfortunately.
Maybe can you proceed to this one, Chief Shoshe, and do I need juice news that way?
Oh.
So
All right,
maybe yeah, if we can proceed, I'll call him.
All right. Binga Rally, the next one.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe we were going to flight some pictures and audio so that we don't waste time.
From where? From the Binga Rally?
Yeah.
All right, let me just do that quickly.
Yeah, whilst we are looking for the audios, maybe we just have to brief our viewers and listeners that the president, the people's champion in chief, Nelson Chamisa, was in Binga yesterday, where he held a thank you rally on behalf of MP Honorable Prince Duveko Sibanda. The rally, it was just it was just out of this. I think it was the best rally ever in the champion has had. Yeah, the people were in jovial mood, and also let's not forget that Binga has never voted for ZANU-PF. So these people, I respect them. Remote as it is, they've never voted for ZANU-PF. And we want to thank the people from Binga. They are so resolute and focused. And I just wish all the people from Matabeleland would follow suit, will copy what Binga has done or what Binga does. They make us proud. There's a feedback.
I think there's someone who is still on the gadget, and it has been feedback like for a while now. So can we mute when someone is speaking, and then we put
is it
on
better
when
now?
Yeah.
You can go ahead, Leader Barbara, or you're done.
Yeah, I'm done. I thought maybe Leader Stella has found the videos and the photos to show the people.
There's no sound?
There's no sound. There's no sound, Stella.
Okay, there isn't anything really to hear. It's just the sounds of the people shouting as they're running. But I don't know, it tends to have problems picking up from my system audio sometimes. Last time I had to play the audio from my phone, but for this one, I'll try again. And if there's no sound, don't worry, there's nothing to hear on that one. It's just just people shouting as they're running.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. And another one here.
The president there chanting the slogans in Tonga. The one interesting thing about President Nelson Chamisa, he tries by all means to resonate with the whenever he visits the different regions, you will try by all means to address the portion of the maybe the part of the rally you will be addressing in that the language in that particular area, which gives us hope that the new Zimbabwe that we are facing, you know, it will be a Zimbabwe that will be all encompassing, a Zimbabwe that is all inclusive, that does not leave no one behind. Maybe if there's someone who wants to comment about the Binga rally, and even we can even comment about the KWEKWE rally also, Estella, so as to save time.
Sure, let me just fly.
Yeah. So definitely, I think from what Leader Barbara just said now is that, you know, President, I like the fact that he always want to resonate with the people, and the most important thing that he, can I go ahead?
Yes, it's all right. Because we are talking of the Binga rally, the KWEKWE rally, and there's also a GODWIN rally. So you may just
perfect. So there was a feedback. So I was so thrilled, viewers and listeners, with the even the interpretation in Tonga, and you know, when the president was speaking and he's trying to make sure that whatever he says is actually what is being interpreted, you know, like there was a time when they were exemplifying London besithi ukuvotela umnangagwa iyafana ukubopha inkomo okanye nedonki. So president wabuza ba udonki ngubani. So he wanted to understand, you know, things going like in that, to put those gist in addressing people when they're thrilled, because he wants to be part of the family, he wants to be part of the community, and as you can see that vanhu vabuya, and vabuya neuwandu hwavo in Binga, as remote as it is. We want these things to happen in Uzumba Maramba Fungwe. We want this thing to happen in Chilonga and Chiredzi. We want these things to happen in Bohera. We want this to happen in Mount Darwin, Kurushinga, Machonyonyo, so that people who know, if they learn from the Binga people, I think 2023 will just speak, but will be speaking as about ZANU-PF as a history party by 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Champion. I remember you did notify us there was some violence that took place in KWEKWE. Was it in connection with this rally? Was this individual attacked at the rally?
So the attack happens after the rally, but the people were from the rally, so it happens after the rally. And one of you see the picture that was you circulate earlier on is one of the leaders in KWEKWE. I think he was one of also the he was manning one of the election station in during the by-elections in March. So it happens actually after after the rally, and I think already the MDC Alliance platform on Twitter and Facebook have already put a statement or with regards to that. So yeah, that's the situation that happens. So it's actually called KWEKWE at it again, because remember it was the same KWEKWE Central that had a violence that resulted in one of our cadres, Bongani Ncwebe's death. And the same people are still perpetrating violence, and they are known, and people are known in KWEKWE, and those people are known as Al-Shabaab. And Al-Shabaab is linked to Mnangagwa, and they fired Minister Ncwebe, who is also in exile now, but the grouping is still around KWEKWE, and they are still doing their shenanigans. Because remember, chinonzeregedza ndochirumaoko chiramuropa chiregedzeke. They've been doing violence since time immemorial, even from the time of Robert Mugabe. So now it's very difficult for them to live without violent tactics in KWEKWE. And West too, the police and the security authorities, they are not doing anything to these people. And we still need to know what happened to the murderers of Bonga. They are given bail, some of them they are not given. So everything is happening, and you don't see justice coming through. And now we see that the police are playing in cahoots with these murderers and these violent mongers. Thank you.
Thank you, Champion Prof. To all our CCC members and supporters, I think when you go for rallies, it's advisable to go in a group, and when you leave from there, make sure that you're not to be found walking alone, because like, it's very sad that the same KWEKWE where Boneni Ngue was murdered after a rally there in KWEKWE is the same place where, again, another supporter of the CCC was attacked after a rally. So I think not only in KWEKWE, but just in general, the times that we are going into, let us read the signs. Already, right now, we are talking about the abduction of Moreblessing, the assault of our brother in KWEKWE, the assault of our brother CCC activist. So this is something. It's a pattern. Let us read the signs. Let us now be cautious wherever we are. Recently, there were other video clips doing rounds on social media of CCC members, activists, MPs being attacked. So I think it would help us if we are alert and take precautions to make sure that you are not to be found walking on your own.
Okay. Okay, the other thing, Estella, is I was just thinking here that our phones, our smartphones, maybe we are underutilizing our smartphones. Maybe if you know you are active in politics, you go somewhere where you think maybe you might be in danger, just to activate the location where you are, maybe, and send it to anyone so that it will be easy tracking you. You know why I'm saying this? I just thought this, Estella. I did this one time when I was here, and my children were traveling to Rusape. They were traveling to Harare and then to Marondera. They sent me the tracker. So I tracked them from Bulawayo up to Marondera, and I was the one giving the people in Marondera to say, and now they are in Gweru. Now they are now they've parked in KWEKWE. It could tell me you'll see that the vehicle is maybe stationary. You will see it moving. When at one point they divert the route, I could even tell them, no, now they've diverted. They are in Harare, but now they are at this place. I don't know why they are at this place, because they were supposed to go straight. And when they ranked, because there were people that were waiting for them, I had to phone them that the bus will be there in a minute. And exactly, the bus was there in a minute. And then when they were going to Marondera, I had I was the one giving my sisters update to say, now they are here, now they are here, now they are here. If our phones can do that, maybe it's high time we should try and use our devices effectively. If she had activated that the location, they would have seen. If she had a phone with her, or unless if she didn't have a phone, if she had a phone with her, and if they maybe to say they will switch off the phone, maybe washika, but they would not be knowing they are being tracked. It will report exactly where she was hidden or where she was, the phone could do all those things.
Thank you so much. That is actually an excellent idea. Viewers and listeners, what Champion Barbara is suggesting, I can just briefly explain how you can activate that location on your phone. If you have an Android like I do, all you need to do is to place your finger at the top of the screen and drag downwards. You might need to do it 2 times depending on your device. So when you get to that place where you can switch your phone to vibrate or to mute your phone, you should be able to see an icon that is it's labeled location. So you just tap on that icon and it will turn blue, indicating that you have activated location. And when you have done that, you also send what do you send, Champion Barbara, to someone who is close to you?
A link.
A link,
You
yes.
just send a link, and then if you click, and you also maybe estimate the duration, maybe the time that you are going to be away. Let's say we are going to be away for 5 hours, so it will be active for 5 hours. You can actually track that person up to 5 hours.
Okay. So what will happen is the other person can see on their phone where your phone is as it moves. So if you are abducted, the other person will be able to see where where your destination, what your destination was, which can be very useful if that information can be availed quickly immediately after the abduction. An individual can, a person's life can be saved in a matter of minutes. So very good advice that I hope our activists will put into practice.
The other option, Estella, the other
Yes.
option is to go on Google search, and you just search my location. It will then give you a map, and then it will that's the one that will be tracking you. You'll be actually seeing the movement of a person. With apakat, apakat, and that's where you can also get. There's also a share. Once you activate that, it will give you your location, and then you can share.
Share it with someone.
There's a directions, a start, a save, and a share. And then you share that location to the person whom you want to track you. Yeah. So that person can just open the link, and then it will be showing you your movements. It's just like when you are tracking a taxi, tracking your parcel, tracking your maybe your driver, or tracking your bus, like if you are board a bus or a train, a commuter train. That's the same application that you use.
DJ Prof sent me a question. He says, what about if you're on an iPhone?
iPhone is still the same. You just go on Google, Prof, and then you type my location.
Okay, yes. So if you don't know how to access that location on your iPhone, you go and search for your location on Google, and when you have it, is it Google or Google Maps?
You just go for Google search. Even Google Maps, either way,
Even
you can
yes.
yeah, Google search, and then
Alright.
you just search your location.
Yes. Then so you get the link to your location, and then you send it to the person who you want to track your movements or the movements of your phone. Because if you're not an iPhone user, it's not so easy to know how the iPhone works. They're a bit different, the iPhone and the Android.
Yeah.
So if we are done with that one, maybe we could move on to our next topic. which is about R2s. R2s won an award, the 2022 Frontline Defenders Award. Champion Barbara, would you like to enlighten us a bit more on that one?
Okay, thank you so much, Estella. R2s is the Amalgamated Rural. There's a feedback.
Again?
Amalgamated Rural Teachers Union of Zimbabwe, which is R2s. I think by now we should be knowing this teachers union is a rural teachers union. It's a union representing all rural teachers, and I think we all know that in the teaching sector there are three unions: the Progressive Teachers Union and the ZIMTA, Zimbabwe Teachers Association. And this union, the ATUS, is the one that we've been seeing, is headed by Obed Mazarori, is the one that we've been seeing making noise, fighting for the students, fighting for children, especially during COVID time, declaring the incapacitation of teachers. They will fight, and they've been arrested. I don't know how many times. And I think last week the leadership, they were involved in a fatal accident, but we just thank God that they were alive, even though the vehicle that they were moving in was a write-off. So they've been awarded this Frontline Defenders Award for maybe standing with the teachers, standing with the people, standing with the parents as well. And this is a very a fine achievement in terms of human rights activism in Zimbabwe. This is one union that we have seen to be very, very effective fighting for the rights of the rural teacher. As we all know that all these are both the ZIMTA and PTUZ, they will concentrate in urban areas and neglect the rural teachers. But this union has made the rural teachers, it has put the rural teachers on the map. And I think we all know that this is the union where our champion Moreblessing comes from, the Moreblessing from Change Radio. That's her union. And we all know how active she is, how brave she is. She was also once abducted, tortured, and sexually assaulted. But she remains resolute. She's still there in the struggle. So we want to congratulate ATUS for being awarded this achievement. We just say congratulations to them, and we wish them well. And we'll always be there to support them. These are the people that are fighting side by side with the CCC. The issues that they are fighting for are also the issues that CCC is fighting for, and also what the ZINASU, the students, are fighting for, and every other progressive forces that are fighting for. So yeah, we are very proud of them. If we have so many organizations doing the same, we wouldn't even reach 2023. Mnangagwa will be out before 2023.
Oh, yes, exactly. Thank you for that insight, Champion Barbara. Very true. Teachers are the lifeline of our country, and these heroes who stand up for our teachers against the bullies in government definitely deserve to be acknowledged, and they definitely have earned the award which they have been they've been given. I don't know, DJ Prof, Champion Loveness, would you like to come in or on the topic?
No comment from my side. I think Leader Barbara has exhausted much of the things to say. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I think so too. Then if we would just move on to our next topic, ZANU PF blocks President Chamisa from Chief Mabikwa funeral. Again, Champion Barbara, I default to you.
Can you give Prof, please? I'm tired.
Champion Prof.
Okay. So yeah, wow. Sorry, I put myself on mute. Yes, it happens again. Yesterday, when President visited the family of planned for Chief Babikwa, who passed on in that area, to just pay last respect to the chief. But the unfortunate part is that the president was not allowed to grace. To pass those condolences to the family in person physically, and ZANU PF people blocked him. So the worst case, what makes it bizarre, or a situation that is actually not good for the people of Zimbabwe and for anyone level-headed person, is that parufu ende munhu anobvumidza kunobata maoko parufu. But in this case, President Chamisa was not allowed. Why? The reason is because Chiwenga was going there. So people knew, ZANU PF knew kuti president vakatosvika ipapa parufu, munhu wese atova kumukomana. And zvekuzonzwa kuti Chiwenga asvika, actually they were scared to embarrass him, because people were not going to listen and were not going to go to him. So he was not allowed to. But because the champion in chief munhu wevanhu, he did his condolences in one way or the other, but he managed also to pay his chema. But he promised the people kuti siyai vamboita zvavari kuita, but I'll come back. And because that person who died, he was a young person, 1993. He was born, and President knew him from Parliament, because they used to be in Parliament together, and President knew him. Actually, he was one of the outspoken chiefs in Matabeleland. He was against the torture. He was against corruption. He was against anything, any evil use that ZANU PF is doing. Hence, you see that ZANU PF wanted to propagandize it, so that they will send the vice president to think that they were for him. The same way that they are doing to the guy who was akatsikwa nemotikari akafa kuGuruve. ZANU PF now took over the memorial service and told the Triple C people not to get to the memorial service. But yet the person who ran over that guy, he was a ZANU PF, and he was run over by the car after he voted in the by-election. So you see the ZANU PF wanted to use every corner of every facet of the things that happen in Zimbabwe on their side to gain popularity or to gain momentum. But people are clever. People know what is ZANU PF. They know its name and its surname by now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Champion Prof. I think you did justice to that topic. And to my understanding, Champion Barbara, there is another chief also who passed on recently, right?
Yes, there is the chief in Rwanda. Yeah.
Okay. Our deepest condolences to the families of the two chiefs. May the Holy Spirit strengthen and comfort both families. Having said that, I think we have come to the end of our news review. Let me take this opportunity to thank all of our panelists who graced our program today. Thank you so much for all your contributions. And thank you to the viewers and listeners who joined us and stayed with us until to the end. Thank you so much for your contributions, for those who called in and those who came in live. Thank you. We very much value your presence in the studio. And as we close off, I would just like to give our panelists a chance to take any parting shots if they would like to. In any order, feel free to jump in.
No, I just want to thank our viewers and listeners for their continued support. Hey, it was a long. We had so much news, but I really want to appreciate, because we had a burning issue, that of Moreblessing Ali. Please, let's amplify any message that speaks to Moreblessing Ali. If you see it, forward it, share it, retweet it, and please, let's make noise about this. We need they have to release here. Enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, hosts, for having me on the Change Radio. I do appreciate the work you are doing, and to all the viewers out there, tinebasa rekuita, not only for Moreblessing, but as we had that we need to try and make sure when we do things, especially when we are active, let's make sure there's more than one of us or tracking devices, so that if anything happens to us, it's easier for us to be tracked before it's too late. And sometimes I think it's good when you're going somewhere to say, I'm going somewhere. And so people can look for you if they don't find you the time that you are supposed to be coming back. We're not supposed to be discussing a situation like this in a sovereign country where there's no war. But I think because of the war that's being waged on citizens with the regime, we are now discussing things like this. People are perpetrating violence in celebrations, and I think that needs to stop. That really needs to stop. I thank you to those that have or come across the whereabouts or hear people talking about the whereabouts of Moreblessing Ali. Please, there are numbers that are being provided for you to ring or contact your nearest police station and let them know. We want Moreblessing back home. Tatenda zvangu tiri kutambura nekushaya kuziva kuti Moreblessing aripi, and it's not going to give us peace until she comes back. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Okay, let me just say thank you very much to the viewers and listeners of Change Radio. And thank you very much, Mkoma Washington. Thank you, Mkoma Joel, for gracing us. We'll fight and we'll continue helping you to fight from our corner with regards to your sister and our sister, our member. I think everyone is listening, and people will continue watching this video, and we'll be hearing that we need to work extremely hard for this. It's unfortunate that we have a government that doesn't actually value the sanctity of life, and that doesn't value the human rights, that doesn't value the people's dignity. But we will remain in the trenches and we will remain fighting. For me, let's meet Moreblessing and I'm DJ Prof. I am out. Thank you so much.
Yes, maybe before we go out, Estella, I need to let the people know that Champion Ali, Washington Ali, whose sister has been missing for the past 5 days, is our diaspora champion. He's the one who is in charge of the diaspora community. He works tirelessly to make things happen. He coordinates everyone in the diaspora. And I was talking to Chief to say, do you know that Chief, Moreblessing could have been targeted because of the work that leader Ali is doing. And then I said, it means they are feeling the pinch, which means we are doing very well in the diaspora. And they know that we are capable of bringing change to Zimbabwe, bringing change in Zimbabwe. What we are doing, financing the party, the party, we know the party does not have money, but people in the diaspora are working tirelessly, supporting the party, sponsoring the party, funding the party. Talk of the by-elections, we know we worked very, 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 very hard raising funds for our candidates, flyers, posters, regalia. Remember, CCC was just a new baby when we went for our elections, and the diaspora community led by leader Ali, we did exceptionally well and managed to win the by-election. So they are feeling the pinch. They are feeling the pinch. So it is another way yekukurwadzisai leader Ali, but Mwari hawamwe doro, Mwari hawadhakwi. And we know that God is watching from a distance, and one day He's going to hear our plea. They are feeling the heat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Champion Barbara. Champion Loveness, have you given your your parting shots?
Oh yeah, I just want to thank all the panelists on this platform, and I would also like to thank the viewers and listeners for taking their time with us. On the issue of Moreblessing, I would like to say to Brother Washington, we hope that wherever she is, we will find her. We know that she is hurt. It's obvious that she is hurt, but we will find her. We will try by all means to make sure that she is being found. And I would like to say to citizens in South Africa, please don't forget to contact my number. Triple C is all over South Africa. It's only that munenge musati masangana nayo, munenge musati masangana na anything chinenge chichilinga to Triple C, but we are inviting you to all our programs that will be conducting, and I assure you that most of the programs will be broadcasted here on Change Radio. I thank you. That's all for tonight.
Thank you so much, Champion Loveness. And may I just give a special thank you to our brother Washington Ali for taking time to come and join us on our news review. Just to give a little more information on what took place, what happened to our sister Moreblessing. We pray that the Lord strengthens and comforts your family and continues to protect you and to protect your sister wherever she is. And I would just like to encourage everybody to do something. If you can, say a prayer for our sister Moreblessing. Prayers are powerful. They work. If you can, mobilize for a demonstration at an embassy. If you can, post a tweet, post something on Facebook every day about Moreblessing. Let's make as much noise as we can. Let's put as much effort as we can into relocating our sister. I would just like to thank you all, viewers and listeners, once again for joining us. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube page, please click the subscribe button. And if you're not following us on Facebook, please do follow us. We will leave you listening to a song by Paul Mazzore. I think it's called Iwa Gamba. Kana utimira se Gamba. Once again, thank you for joining us. Have an absolutely blessed week ahead and keep an eye on this space. We always have shows and interesting programs for you, our viewers and listeners. Thank you. Bye bye.